Hey, how's it going? This is Kyle from Pure Storage. Today we're going to walk you through a demo of VMware Cloud Foundation workload domains and using those alongside of Pure Storage. Before we jump into the actual video demo itself, this is a quick example of what the workflow looks like today. So we do assume that a couple of prerequisites have been put into place before we kick off this demo video. Most importantly is that the VMware Cloud Foundation vSAN management domain has already been deployed with Cloud Builder. In addition to that, we assume that your workload domain iSCSI hosts have already been set up according to VMware Cloud Foundation requirements. So for the purposes of this demo, we're going to start in that green icon in the middle. Okay, with that, let's kick it off. Here we are in our SDDC Manager dashboard, and the first thing we're going to do is add 4 iSCSI hosts that we're going to use for our workload domain. So to do that, you go into Hosts and click on Commission Hosts. These are all of the things that need to be done before you can successfully add an iSCSI host. Again, this is all in the VCF documentation. I won't dwell on it here. And here you add the host FQDN. We're going to use the storage type of NFS for our workload domain deployment and show you how to integrate that with Pure later. So you do need to set up a network pool for NFS and then give your root credentials for the iSCSI host and then add it in here. We'll speed it up because we're going to do 4 hosts, so we'll go ahead and move a little bit faster here. And then once these hosts are added, you're going to basically validate them and within this wizard and make sure that everything checks out prior to commissioning them for workload domain usage. Okay, we've got all 4 hosts added. Now we're going to first confirm their fingerprint, and next we're going to confirm the validation status. And we're good to go. So now we are commissioning hosts. Keep in mind I am skipping ahead a little bit here just because we want to save some time on this demo. So here's our 4 hosts. They have been added. We had one in there also extra. Now we're going to go to Workload Domain and do Virtual Infrastructure. Choose the NFS storage selection type. Now we're going to give our workload domain a name. And we'll go a little bit faster here as well since no one really likes seeing IP addresses and host names filled out. IP and hostname of your vCenter along with root password. In this example, we'll use NSXV, although NSXT is supported provided you've downloaded that package. So we're just going to put in a bunch of FQDNs, IP addresses, and passwords. NSXV also needs 3 auto-generated controller IPs as well, so we'll insert these here as well. And then we'll put in the other netmask and gateway information as well as some IP addresses for these. Here we will add our 4 iSCSI hosts that we added in the first step. We need to define NFS storage. In this case, we have a FlashBlade set up with an NFS share. However, you could use something like an Ubuntu VM deployed in your environment. I won't show you my licenses, but trust me, they are valid. Now we review our status, and we are good to go to deploy this workload domain. One of the really nice things about VMware Cloud Foundations is I'll go ahead and show you that all of these steps that it automates and does on your behalf. So these are all traditionally things that VMware administrators need to do on their own. Things like adding host to clusters, setting up virtual distributed switches. So VMware Cloud Foundation takes that input specification from that wizard and does all of this for you. Super nice. We'll pause it for this workload domain to finish completing, which it just did. It can take anywhere from an hour to 90 minutes typically. This is being completely deployed on the vSAN management domain. Here is that workload domain. It has now been deployed. You can see those are our 3 NSXT worker nodes. And then actually within the management node is our NSXV manager as well as our vCenter instance for that workload domain. For the next step, we're going to take this workload domain vCenter and copy it over to a vVol on one of the Pure Storage arrays and also move it over to that workload domain iSCSI cluster. So to do that, we're going to install the Pure Storage vSphere HTML5 plugin. Then we're going to connect to our new workload domain vCenter instance, which we're doing right here. Oops, I fat-fingered that server option, so I'll go ahead and fix that real quick. And then we're going to install the HTML5 plugin to that host instance. Another really nice thing about VMware Cloud Foundation is that it does deploy all of your vCenter instances in linked mode, so it's super easy to move assets to and from your management domain to those workload domains, as well as from vSAN to Pure Storage, back again, and anywhere else. Okay, so we've installed the HTML5 plugin to that vCenter instance. Now let's bring it up, and the first thing we want to do is, because we're using vVols, we're going to want to register this array's VASA provider. VASA, excuse me. Okay, so as I've already got a couple of instances stood up, some of these arrays are already in here. So just as an example, we'll click on this fiber channel X70 and do register storage provider. So this is our pure user to do this. And then we'll select our new workload domain, which we just created. Okay, now that that has been added, we'll next go to our Pure Storage menu and add our host group. So these are the 4 hosts that we've added to this workload domain. Note that these hosts do need to be added to the Pure Storage GUI as well. So now that we've got that host group added, we can go ahead and create our vVol data store. So again, right-click, go down to the Pure Storage menu, create data store. We'll select vVol. We'll call this one Finance 3. This is our flash array we're using for this, an M70. There's our container, and we'll connect it up to this finance cluster we created for the workload domain. The vVol is now created. Now we'll go ahead and migrate that vCenter instance from not only from our management domain, but also from vSAN to this M70 array. So we're going to select both change compute and storage. This is our new workload 1 domain under finance. So we'll grab a iSCSI host. And then there's our Finance 3 vVol. And then we'll go ahead and add it, or use the destination network. Make sure it's the same management network. Click Next, and we are off and running. Again, I'll skip the migration. It does take a couple minutes because you're moving from vSAN to Pure Storage here. There, the migration is complete. There's our VCF1 workload 1 vCenter on our new cluster. Last thing I'll show you is that you can import disk or restore deleted disk. So you can import a VMDK, or if you accidentally delete a VMDK, it's super easy to restore it there. And then you can also set up under this Pure Storage menu, you can add cluster protection. So for this example, we'll use vVols. That's all I have. Thanks a lot for watching the demo. Hopefully that was pretty easy and shows you how to use Pure Storage and Cloud Foundation together. Thank you.